little bold, and extremely fun. Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. on KCMX AM 880. Lively conversations around news, politics, and people, plus local news and weather every 30 minutes. Here's Craig.
Good morning and welcome back. 14 minutes after the hour, 36 degrees, but our next guest will tell you it's freezing up where she was and sliding away. So, ladies and gentlemen, be careful on the hill coming down, right?
Yes.
Lou?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good
Lou
morning.
Crenshaw in our studios this morning. How are you?
Good, how are you? It's
Great.
been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. Well, excited to have you in on your new project. Of course, we've gone from coaching soccer at North Medford High School to your big scholarship and coaching and all many years ago, right?
Yeah, gym.
And then the CrossFit, the gym with Austin Stack and all that crazy wild stuff. And then you went to Hawaii on a YWAM thing, right? And open up your horizons there. And now you've got LouCrenshaw.com and the Genesis Project.
Right? It's crazy.
Love it, though.
It's great.
I mean, you have, I think the thing that is exciting about this, and I think people that have done it will get this, and that is you are open to what life is bringing you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not only are you open, but you are really, really open to what's out there. I mean, it's kind of like looking up thinking, okay, what's next?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And that's been the key,
doing it. Yeah.
Right? Because all of these, I mean, you followed your passion on soccer, you followed your passion on health and fitness and everything else, and then you followed your passion, Hawaii and getting the message and communicating, right, with people.
Well, I think that ended up being more of, okay, I've done all of these things, and who the heck am I now? And I need to go and decompress for a couple of years.
And so you did, I mean, you've kind of done that, and now you've got, your website, Lou Crenshaw, L-U, Crenshaw.com, and one of your fun little things that's taking off is called the Genesis Project.
Yeah. So
tell us about that. How did this all start? And I love this. Truth, passion, strength. Yum.
A little bit of everything, right?
Man, you know what? If everyone had truth, passion, and strength, right?
You'd be really living.
I mean, it's very liberating, isn't it?
Yes.
Invigorating as well, yeah.
And it's a little bit messy sometimes, too.
But you know what? Life is messy.
Yes.
But you forge through it. Everyone knows that if they've gotten into a project, in fact, how many times do you say, it's going to get worse before it gets better?
Yes.
Right? So here we are. So tell us, where do you want to start?
Where do you want to start?
All right, so the Genesis Project.
Yeah.
How did that, and what is that?
I know. I think we're all still trying to figure out. It's kind of it's a project, Yeah. So it's been something that has been on my heart for years. Been a trainer for years.
Right.
Sold the gym.
Yep.
Came back, started working at the gym again, which has been amazing. So back to personal training, and coming from it at a different avenue of, okay, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you here to see me? What can I do for you other than, well, I want to lose weight? Okay, so why? And why hasn't it worked in the past?
So you're asking, so it's a Q&A for anyone that you see that's struggling with the health and weight.
It's turned into that.
And you know what? This is the crazy part. Okay, so they had on Meet the Press a couple of weeks back, the leader from the CEO, the Mayo Clinic, okay, and also one of the other Cleveland clinics. Both CEOs were on. They both addressed obesity in America. Number one problem. Yeah. Number one problem, obesity, and it's leading to everything else. Diabetes, which is everything else because of in fact, if you talk to anyone with any kind of medical experience, they said all of the pains and everything else that we're dealing with bones and everything is all inflammation. Is inflammation in the cellular level, and what deals with that and what fixes that is health and wellness, of course, exercise and diet. So diet and exercise. And that inflammation causes everything. And of course, sugar and diabetes and obesity is all inflammation.
Yeah, and so what I've done with the Genesis project is let's address the fitness aspect. So everyone's got, basically this is an email format. You're getting this in your email, but we've also created a community within the project with a Facebook group, so people are interacting there. And so there's fitness, there's nutrition, but then there's also the heart pieces and the mental stuff behind all of that. Because
that might be the glue that keeps everything together, huh?
Well, if you don't deal with that, then you're going to keep doing the same things that you've been doing, yo-yo, up, down, 20 pounds down, 40 pounds up, 80 pounds down. And so it's this constant. Yes. Or just people who may not have necessarily even gained weight. They just can't stay consistent. And I think the thing that I've seen most in the gym is the way that the way that people take care of themselves physically in the gym. You watch people work out. That sort of stuff just manifests itself in your life everywhere else. So you're not just inconsistent in the gym. You're probably inconsistent in life.
Everything, right? And I wonder, through what you've seen with the active exercise and things, I wonder if you're seeing, and this is what's happened, is people are having to connect with themselves.
Yes. Well, and that's
so I wonder
sort
if
of the
disconnected with themselves.
Well, they are.
That's right. So you're kind of confirming exactly what we all kind of are. I sense that. I mean, because it's all a charade. It's all a fake. Everybody's moving so fast. They're all right. And the fact there was a headline that between smart cars and smartphones and everything else, we're not so smart. Our brain might be affected. They're actually talking about brain damage and everything of being too much, overloading.
Yeah. Well, and just running from things. Well, I don't want to deal with that, and I don't want to deal with this, and I don't want to deal with that, and I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. And then you have people that come and sit down in front of you, and you ask them who they are, and they don't know anymore. What do you want to do with your life? I don't know. What are your dreams? I don't know. Well, you even want to say, hey, what's your name? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so basically, this project is sort of just stirring up stagnant water.
Right, and then here's the next question. Why are you here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a biggie, right?
Yes.
And, and so everybody, and of course, all the self-help and all the folks, Oprah and Dr. Phil, they're all about your purpose, right? Your purpose on life, and why are we here? And I have found, interestingly enough, that as far as why we are here, we're here exactly as God planned us to be. It's not an accident that you and I are sitting here here right now, along with everyone else driving through and doing whatever. It's not an accident that you are exactly. I had somebody explain it to me once. I went, ooh, and then they said, think about just the simple issue of a traffic light.
Yeah.
And you stop for the traffic light, and you're angry that the light went red, but you're thinking, what could have happened if you'd have gone through? And something else would have happened down the road. And many times that's been the case where there was an accident up ahead or something else happened, and if you hadn't have stopped, all these weird things.
Yeah. But I think that the trouble that we get into when we start to get really busy and we start to numb ourselves from what it is that we're running from, and you end up just sort of autopiloting through life, and you no longer know anything. You don't know why you believe what you believe. You don't know why you do what you do. You come in, I tell you to do something, and so you do it, but you don't really know why you're doing it, and then you just do it, and then you just tell people that you do it, but you don't really know why you're doing it. And so it's stopping and asking the question of, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you doing this?
So this is really a soul-searching mission for any of your folks that want to. This takes guts, right?
Yes.
This is that strength piece of it. They have to step up and say, okay. And this is why people are kind of already on their own terms, irregardless. Okay, the obesity or the extra weight or out of shape, that gets their attention. But then they realize, got something else wrong here. I don't know why I'm doing this. And then if they have someone to ask, because here's the next piece I was going to ask you about, and that's the relationship piece, right? Do you find people that they're fearful of starting new relationships?
Yeah, well, but people are dying for relationship. They want to be loved. They want to be affirmed. They want to be accepted. They want all those things, but the way that we're going about it is not necessarily right, because we're coming out of a place of pain and taking the last 5 incidents that have happened to us and marking the next person with it, and then wondering why we can't be vulnerable because we don't trust people. And so that's actually, every week we have a topic that we're touching on. And the very first week we get into relationally, what are you still hanging on to that's keeping you from different things?
Well, and you see this as a bigger picture. And if you're just joining us, we've got Lou Crenshaw in the studio, and loucrenshaw.com is where you can go. And Lou, here's the thing, nationally, statewide, I mean, we're talking about connecting with people and communicating with people and listening to people. And you have all of this pain. I mean, first they talk about drug abuse. Yeah. And everything else, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, illegal, everything like that. And
food abuse.
Exactly. And it's all trying to mask the pain. And it's because they don't feel validated, they don't feel valued, they don't feel listened to. And now it's trickling down to the children. And we've got, we don't know what happened, but all these kids, these shooters, and now just happened yesterday, a 12-year-old takes a sawed-off 22-gauge shotgun to school and shoots a 14-year-old, both a girl and a boy. A 12-year-old. Yeah. What's he thinking? He's not thinking, but he's feeling pain somewhere. Yes. We can guarantee somewhere in his life there is pain. Yeah. Yeah. So some of the things that have come out of just working with some of my clients is watching even just renewed marriages, families, coming together on things. There's one lady shared just, even, I haven't even gone into the heart pieces of the Genesis Project, but the food and the conversations that are arising in my family, we're spending more time in the kitchen together. We're talking, we're cooking together. We go to the grocery store together. And so, great. That's like one little thing. And we've been in this for 1.5 weeks. Like, that's all. We got 12 and we're a week and a half in, and I'm hearing crazy stories. Yeah, this is good stuff. Well, Lou, this is really cool. And because it's like right at the beginning of it, we just happened to bump into each other, and of course we renewed what was going on. I said, you got to get in, we got to talk about this because it's so exciting. And this is this issue of taking a chance and making a difference in your life. And it's around the new year saying, I don't want to do another 12 months like I just did another 12 months. Yeah. Let's find a new way, or maybe adjust a little bit. And this might be something that, people hate the E word, the exercise word, but they can do everything else, the food. And so it's a little bit everywhere, right? A little bit of exercise, a little bit of food, right? Yeah, it's kind of a trifecta of everything. And so I'm hearing stories of people saying, I do one area and then I can't get the other area, and then I can't get the other area and I can't get the other. And so now they're bringing it all together going, oh my gosh, I can totally do this. I can really do this, but this is really hard and I need to figure out why I haven't been able to do it before. And so this is 90 days, but I tell people, I say, you might end up spending 4 weeks on week 1, but it's 90 days, but this is life. So let's not make a New Year's resolution. Let's commit to this. So you'll see, actually, as they change, you kind of give them that red light, green light of when they're ready to go to the next step? No, that's totally up to them. It's absolutely up to them. And that might have been a really great idea if I had 10 people, and that's what sort of I was expecting when I launched this thing, but there's 88 in this thing right now. So trying to manage it and bring on some other people to help out in different areas that I might not be great at. And so we're running with this thing. Well, let's take a quick little break. We'll come right back. We got news and weather coming up next. We got Lou Crenshaw in the studio. Stay tuned for more.
will return in a moment on KCMX News Talk 880. We want to hear from you. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or go to kcmxam.com and go to the Talk to Us tab. Send us your thoughts. Lively conversations around news, politics, and people, plus local news and weather every 30 minutes.
Good morning, welcome back. 33 minutes after the hour. We are hitting on all gears this morning, and watch out, ladies and gentlemen, foggy, socked in, and I've got 36 degrees, but it was a little frozen, slippery. Lou was coming in from up higher elevations,
Yes.
and you had a little...
I did a 360 down the road. It was a little scary.
Whoa. So be careful, everyone. Like I said, sunrise, another 6 minutes or so. But we're talking about talking to Lou Crenshaw and the Genesis Project. You can go onto her website, loucrenshaw.com, and amazing breakthrough. You started this Genesis Project. You've now got 88 people signed up.
Yes.
And you've had to cap it off and say, I'll start another class later.
Yes.
But people are breaking through some amazing... And this is from addressing the issues, having a safe forum to talk and discuss and know that they're going to be okay, and they've got Q&A for everyone, right? And they're identifying the emotional eating and the other issues, and they're feeling good about themselves, and this is breaking out.
Yeah, it is so much more than I thought it was going to be. It's amazing, and the stories that I'm hearing are inspiring me as we're 1 week in. Week one, we addressed. So if I'm living with unforgiven bitterness, then I'm unforgiven one person, this trickle down effect of relationship, and then we've addressed this idea of perfection, and we think that we're supposed to be perfect.
Can't be perfect.
But we're human. But when we try and be perfect and we fail, we end up in this, what I've made out to be this guilt-shame cycle. And with the guilt and shame comes behaviors that come forth. And so challenging people to say, hey, I am going to be a human being of excellence and not of perfection, and freeing people from the idea that they have to be perfect.
I love that.
Hey, you know what? If you don't get your workout in today, it's okay. Maybe go for a walk. If it doesn't work, that's all right. If you're, committing to things, do them with excellence, but perfection, you're going to fail every time. And the freedom of just saying that and opening that door up to people has been phenomenal. And then this conversation of roller coasters. We live on our roller coasters of life, and we mark it as our own behavior. Well, this is just the way that I am. I just am like this. I just do this, and this is just how I respond.
Yeah, what a cop-out.
Yeah. Like, no, you're on a roller coaster. You got on somewhere, and you're used to your ups, you're used to your downs, you're used to your turns, and you like them, and you've made them yours, and you love them, and you hold on to them, and they're cozy. But they're not really you. And so challenging people to, if you want to get off a roller coaster, you actually have to go back to where it started. So challenging people to, hey, where'd you get on this roller coaster? Where'd you get on this one? Where'd you get on that one?
This is that conversation about people connecting and communicating. And like you said, going back to the essence and, quite frankly, finding that moment of pain.
Yes.
Right? Right back to where they veered off. And just, because this is exactly, as of course, Boy Scout, a lot of hiking. And if you screw up on the trail, guess what you do? You, 10 times out of 10, go back, backtrack very carefully to where you can find the trail.
That's good.
And then you go, okay, now I can go forward. Because rarely do you go, oh, trail's over there, and you go hiking through. No. You go back the way you came, exactly, and then you find the trail, go, here it is, and then we go off on our way. And you just said you have to go back to that exact point, and that's what's happening in the Genesis Project.
Yes. People realizing where they became attached to their scale, and the weight on the scale became who they were, and people who realized when their relationship with food started, or the first time that they were called fat, and that they've lived their lives attempting to be skinny because that's supposedly what gave them value or made them beautiful. Or we have men in this, and I'm hearing stuff from men that I'm going, oh my my goodness.
Yeah. Well, and raising teenage girls.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
And here is the thing: you have to be incredibly careful related to those food issues and the perceptions, because you'll go right into, all of
You're not enough.
What the food sicknesses and things like that, and bulimia and everything, and that's a real serious problem, and they can die from it. Karen Carpenter, I couldn't believe it. I mean, after all those years, she starved herself to death, and
it's an identity crisis.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. And so, being happy in our own skin.
Yes.
And doing all those kind of things. So how awesome is that? So you're seeing got to be uplifting for you to see this.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing, because for the last 4 years I've been walking the same journey, going back and getting off my roller coasters. Mine didn't have to do with weight, but it just had to do with me and who I am and whose I am and what I'm supposed to be doing and why I behave the way that I do. Like, you know what? I don't really want to be angry and irritated and impatient all the time. But for those that knew me prior to 4 years ago, that's just it. It was the way that I was. And so saying, you know what, this is not. I mean, there's some really good parts of me that they drive and they motivate others, but there's these other pieces that I was so unsettled with. And so saying, you know what, I got to go figure this out. And me going and figuring it out will look different than other people going and figuring it out. I sold my business and I moved away and I left for a while, and then I came back I lived in my mom's garage and didn't have a car and slept on an air mattress when I moved back here.
Well, yeah, but the good thing is you went to a healthy place.
Yes.
You didn't just move away and go to another bad place or substandard. You went to a healthy place, healthy people, healthy, got to just be quiet and decompress. And
I don't know if it was being quiet. It was more like a pressure cooker to grow. I mean, people thought, you moved to Hawaii. That must be so nice.
Well, you were busy. You were busy.
I was so busy.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
Well, I love what you've done. Of course, Lou Crenshaw, her website is loucrenshaw.com, and truth, passion, and strength. Do you have the guts? I mean, I think that's what you're probably asking. Do you have the guts to ask yourself the tough questions, and do you want to reinvest in yourself? We talk about that on the show all the time. Are we going to reinvest in ourselves?
Yes.
Are we going to reinvest in our neighborhoods? Are we going to reinvest in our families?
Yeah.
In our children, are we going to reinvest? I mean, they're making a comment yesterday about how much time do they spend with their parents a day? Well, 2 hours. How many hours a day do they spend with their teachers? 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
How many times, and I'm just like going, ooh.
Yeah.
Right?
But it has to start, it's so cliche, but it has to start with me.
Right.
I have to be able to know who I am, be confident in who I am, stop trying to pretend to be somebody else so that I can try and make everybody else happy and do the best I can. But once I settle into, this is who I am, then I can start doing what I was actually created and put on the earth to do.
Right. And that's that thing of letting go. And I love how you said, not a human of perfection, but a human of excellence.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is so essential.
Big difference.
So essential. And because I came from a family of perfection, and it came from just that drive to do more, to do better, to be excellent, but it was masked in perfection.
Yeah.
And I've let the perfection go away. Just let it go, because you can't. You just simply can't.
No.
And it's actually unhealthy.
Absolutely.
Perfection is very unhealthy. I didn't realize.
And you're kind of just a control freak. I say this as a recovering perfectionist.
That's right. That's right.
Recovering control freak.
And you don't mean it to be controlling. Just a matter, but controlling yourself or whatever. So I've let that go, and I've learned that in my old age. But this is very exciting. So, of course, what's happening? Of course, if they want to sign up or just get connected, best way, loucrenshaw.com.
Yes.
And then be patient, because you are growing and fixing.
Yes, mid-February. Mid-February, we're going to launch another one.
I love that. The voice. And, of course, you've already had the blog and all the kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So very fun. And it's all encompassed around, and you've got all the experience. I mean, the food, the nutrition, the weightlifting, the gym, all of that.
But I've also pulled in a bunch of people from the outside who are part of the project. They're not necessarily participating, but Megan Eichelbosch of Cure Saunas, she's come in, and she's a real, they just opened a infrared dry sauna place. And so I pulled her in as sort of she helps with detox, hormone therapy, food from a different aspect, because I don't want to be everything in this, and I'm not good at everything, and I don't want to be good at everything.
Right. Well, at some point you get to the credential piece, and nutrition is a absolute huge piece.
Yes.
And that whole bit of the human body being able to heal, if it's given all the right nutrients, in comparison to just taking a pill and taking meds and things.
Well, and giving people the tools as well to cook. I mean, to eat well, you have to cook. And so a friend of mine, Danielle Walker, who wrote Against All Grains, she's in and
love that.
Can offer. There's all kinds of people. We have a massage therapist in who really understands the correlation between emotional pain and the pain that actually manifests itself in our bodies. And I've been on a journey with her for the last 7 months in my own body. And so she's in on the forum. And so I've pulled people in to really help in their area of expertise, because it's too much, and I don't want to be everything.
Well, you want to be that nucleus, be able to point and shoot wherever you want to go.
Exactly.
And as folks come in, they're going to have more diverse issues.
Yeah.
And so, all of that is going on. But that's good, though, that you bring in the expertise.
Yeah.
But still, you're kind of the head as far as asking questions and asking and having. This is really great. So, of course, the Genesis Project, you don't really meet. Isn't that something? You can, right? But it's just a matter of...
There's some ladies that meet for workouts together. There's some that are meeting on Saturday mornings for breakfast to sort of process the week. Because every week in your email inbox, there's some video and there's some conversations happening. And then there's questions that I really challenge them to sit down, be quiet, think about this stuff, and out of that flows the, oh my goodness.
Well, and here's the thing, Lou. We talk about this, and of course, your Genesis Project, you receive a weekly email, you have workouts, and you have nutritional, and you have specific topics to focus on, and absolutely at your own pace, so there's peace in that. You don't have to worry about the deadline. That's great. And then weekly emails sent out Sunday evenings. But here's the next thing is, how many of us sit quietly for ourselves with no pressure of having to read a book, no pressure to go make the coffee, no pressure to answer the door or the phone, no pressure to make someone breakfast or to clean or to do it. Just get to that place where, how many of us do that?
Most people don't.
That's it. How many of us, the one time where I can kind of remember it on a regular basis is when you get to the car, not even when you get to the car, it's when you finish driving and you park wherever you're going to park, in your garage, driveway, whatever, and you sit and turn the key off and it's quiet. And you're going, okay, I'm going to get out now. And the buzzer's going to go off and I've got to carry all my stuff and everybody's talking and the phone's ringing, but you don't have that quiet space.
It's something that you have to be willing to do. And that's where my journey started, was a journal and quiet, and beginning to write things down and process through a lot of this. And when we do that, we open ourselves up to the stuff that does come up. And for most people, the busier I stay, the less scary this is going to be. But for so many, it's become a place of absolute freedom. People realizing things in the middle of a workout. The workouts are challenging because I want your mind to work, but I want you to be a little bit breathing hard and a little bit tired, because there's stuff that comes up in the middle of that as well. So stories being shared. When I was running yesterday in the sideways rain, this is what came out and this is what I realized. And it's
well, people are thinking. They're thinking healthy thoughts, and they're sharing it. And of course, with the folks that have joined, members of the Genesis Project, you're going to benefit from everyone else and their healthy thoughts.
Yeah, well, and people are being vulnerable. Hey, I struggle with this. And, there's that quote that says friendship is birthed out of the moment when somebody says, hey, me too. So we all struggle, but so many people think that they struggle privately and that nobody else struggles the way that they do.
No, not true.
But it's just not true.
Yeah.
So the moment you realize, oh my goodness, you do that too? Me too.
Yeah, exactly right. Separate ways, journey.
Yes.
Is that profound or what?
Yeah.
Set that up. Lou, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Went fast.
It did go fast.
Gosh. Well, this is very exciting. I want to get an update with you as this Genesis Project blows up in
Yeah.
a good way,
Yeah.
and we hear all kinds of healthy people graduating from the Genesis Project.
So if you want in on the Genesis Project,
how do we do
you
that?
can get in. Go to LouCrenshaw.com. There's a tab that says Genesis Project. You can subscribe. You'll get your welcome email, but we won't be launching till probably mid-February, the next one, just to get this one rolling. So to the end of the week, we'll still let it be $29.99, but after that, it'll go up. I know we're going to go up with it. I know.
Well, but here it was a starter project, and
Again, thought maybe 10 people, not almost 90.
Well, you're a great leader, so love it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That made
love
me
it.
blush a little bit.
Yeah. Lou Crenshaw, everybody.
Thank
The
you.
Genesis Project, of course, LouCrenshaw.com. We'll be back with more on the Sunrise Show when we return. Time to go get some coffee, tea, something warm, maybe a green smoothie, something healthy like that. Come right back.
Stay tuned. Sunrise will return in a moment on KCMX News.